Hi guys, it's Cara from Enchanted Vines, and I just wanted to come on and I figured I'd just chat while I make some bows. I have been selling these chinoiserie bows quite a bit lately, whether it's on a wreath or if it's just on the bow itself. So this seems to be the most popular thing in my shop anyways. So I figured I'd start with the Easy Bow Maker, and let's see. Let's just get into it. So this is 2.5-inch wired ribbon. This was a 6-pack off of Amazon, and it came with 3 different patterns. All are some type of chinoiserie, and they're really nice ribbon. I always get suspicious when they don't come on a dowel, but these did not, and I'm happy with them. So what I want to do is go ahead and make a nice big bow. So to start, I'm going to leave this is going to be my tail. I want to have a long tail, so this is probably like 14 inches-ish. And when you're putting your ribbon through the dowels, it's kind of all about the crisp twist, I call it, because that's what I was stuck on for so long. So I'm going to measure out 5 inches, and I'm going to make 6 of these loops, okay? So I like to kind of crease mine at the 5-inch mark just so that I know that I've measured it right. Measuring isn't not my strong suit. So as I put this back through the dowel, I'm again doing a nice crisp twist because now the pretty side of the ribbon is again facing down. All right, so I'm going to measure 5 inches. You slide it through the dowel and you twist. Look, we've already done 2 bows, 2 loops, I mean. So now I'm just going to repeat. And I think that these bows are not just for wreaths. I think they look really nice on someone's mantle, on a lantern, mailbox even. A lot of different ways to use them. I just feel like these ginger jar, patterns and designs, they're not going out of style. They are very classic. Blue and white is just a very classic combo. So I think it's nice to be able to expand, in addition to people having ginger jars, other ways to decorate their home with a similar print. All right, so right now I am on my 5th loop. Okay, and as I put it through the dowel, twist it. And we're gonna run it through again. And now we're gonna start to go and make smaller loops. So I'm going to twist this so that the pretty side is facing down. And then I'm gonna measure 4 inches, okay? So I just look on my Easy Bow Maker. It's called this for a reason. I kind of thought of it all. And I'm gonna make 4 4-inch loops. Okay, so there's my first one. So you can see with one of these rolls, so my math is terrible, but there's 6 rolls, and I think it costs $20 for the pack. So you're talking about, $3 and change for ribbon. And these bows can go, I've been selling them for around like $20, $25. Depends on, if it's a different fabric, but for the specific one, I think it's been around $25. So this is one of those things where you could have a healthy profit margin because it's not as much about the materials, it's just about the technique. All right, so I'm continuing on with, hello, you guys found me, with our 4-inch loops. How are we doing? So I see Masonia, Vanessa, hi. Trish, hello. I found out I can put people in timeout today. I think it's so funny. Not that I'm going to put people in timeout, but you can like snooze how long they can not return to lives, I guess. So what I'm doing right now is I'm making a chinoiserie bow. And let's see. So Brenda, what one do you use? Is it the Bow Dabra or is it the deluxe? Because I bought the deluxe I think thanks to Rhonda. Rhonda's been costing me money, and I've been costing her money, but I haven't used it yet, so I have to practice. You know when you avoid something because you don't know how to do it? That's kind of what I've been doing. All right, so I just made 6 5-inch loops, and then I made 6 4-inch loops, and I'm going to feed this through the dowel, and this is going to be the next tail. So if you're just tuning in, this ribbon is from Amazon. I'm not like a huge, I'm not always encouraging people to get their materials on Amazon. I did find like they had a lot of the chinoiserie print, so that's where these are from. This is a 6-pack. It only cost like $20. So I probably could have made just one with that roll, but I want this to have some nice long tails. So I'm just gonna make one set of tails by just literally throwing this through the dowel like so. And then we're gonna do our button. This girl likes a juicy button, so I like to make it like probably, I'm gonna say maybe like 3 inches. I don't measure it because it's the only one, so it doesn't have to match anything. So let's see. And then this tail is also gonna end on the same side, and that's okay. You can use zip ties to secure it. I use wire. I use 22 gauge wire, but it's really whatever your preference is. Someone recommended 26 gauge, that it was easier on your hands. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. If I see it, I will grab some to try it. But so this is what we have right now. We have a total of 13 loops. And before I pull this off the bow maker, I'm going to just spread this out, like fan out these loops. And the reason why is because they're just more malleable right now. Once we go and we really tighten the center, whether it's with a zip tie or wire, they're going to be a little bit held in place. So I think it's just easier to do it before the wire. Andrea, hello, my friend. So I was messaging with Andrea earlier because I'm making a custom arrangement, that gorgeous, all those white flowers. And Andrea, I just got my hair done, but guess what? Today's not my anniversary. My anniversary is Saturday, and I literally did not know that. I went and got my hair done for dinner tonight, and then I was driving there, and I'm like, 20th just doesn't sound right. Sure enough, it's the 24th. So our plans have been changed, but I still got to blow out of it, so I'm not going to complain. All right, so here we are now. We have all of our loops fanned out, and this is like the moment of truth. I mean, Andrea, it's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. Okay, so as I'm lifting this off the dowel, I'm just gonna hold this really tight between my thumb and, right now I'm using my middle finger. It's usually my pointer finger. And I'm just gonna put the wire right where that indent was, because we wanna make sure that we have it right in the middle. Otherwise you're gonna have a lopsided bow. All right, so I like to turn it upside down and just twist. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do, I feel like my seat is super low. Okay, Brenda uses the Bodabra and loves it. My friend Amanda from, what is it, Whimsical Creations? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. She lives near me and she's an amazing wreath maker. She uses that as well and she loves it. So I will have to try it. All right, so when we're dovetailing, we're going to take our tail and we're going to fold it in half. And then we're going to cut upward at an angle without cutting off a finger. That is always the goal. Always the goal. So I sold a few wreaths this week. 2 of them had like the chinoiserie ribbon on it. So I feel like that is something that maybe is more year round. I know it seems early to put florals on your door, but it's coming. If you're not ready, it's coming very, very soon. I know we need to have the snow go away to really make it feel like we're merging into spring, but it is a coming. Hey Valerie, thank you for joining us. Making bows and just chatting. All right, so now we have lots of tails and we have a bunch of loops. So now I don't really put the loops under the tail just because I think they're gonna interfere and you're not really gonna get to see them anyways. So I like to just have the tails going straight down in the middle. And then I'm gonna go through with the loops and just fluff them up. Okay, so I'm gonna just go individually through and fluff these up. So have people been designing things this week? What have you been creating? Let's chat about crafts, shall we? Since now I have to wrap my mind around instead of going out to dinner. We're going to the restaurant we had our first date at, which was Keon's in Haverhill, Mass. Instead, I have to make dinner now. So I'm thinking I'm gonna make the best of it. And not only will it be Taco Tuesday, but it's gonna be Taco Tequila Tuesday because I got one of those bottles of the agave, those hand-painted ones, and I have yet to sample her. So I think I'm gonna make it worth my time if I'm gonna cook tonight. Chinoise, okay. Chinoise, it's like a spelling bee. Chinoiserie. I'm pretty sure I said that right. And what is so impressive about that is that I can say it and I can spell it, but I can't spell the word maintenance to save my life. And at my last job that I did for 20 years, I was responsible for coordinating like if there were maintenance issues, and I spell the word so wrong that spell check can't even fix it for me. So the fact that I have somehow absorbed the spelling of this is nothing shy of a miracle. Let's see. Trish made a St. Patrick's Day centerpiece. Love that. I have like one wreath with a St. Patrick's Day bow and then it has like a neutral to go with it. Sometimes holidays I just have like a hit or miss, you know. And there's plenty of years where I start too late. So this year I tried to just get like one of everything out. So there was a Valentine's, an Easter, and then the St. Patty's Day. When I'm doing St. Patrick's designs, I love to use like the white and green hydrangeas. What did you use, Trish? All right, so here is our, let me see, did I get everything? So when I send these to customers, I'm using an 8x8x8 box, okay? I'm charging a flat rate of $5, which some have cost $8, but for the most part, $5 is pretty much on the money. So I think I like doing flat rates because I feel like if customers see calculated rates, it's just really, really high. And if you're using a third party like ShipStation, then it's going to be discounted. So I like to just do the flat rate. I think it keeps it simple. So I ship this in an 8-cube box and I put tissue paper in every single loop. And the reason why I do that is that so when a customer takes this out of the box, they actually see like the shape of what it looked like online. You don't want to get something and you know it comes all smushed and it doesn't look anything like what you thought you purchased. The other thing I do is once I have this wire like nice and tight, I snip it off. I leave just like a little bit, and I mean I'm talking like not even 1/4 of an inch. I snip it and leave that, and I tuck it back and I add a little piece of glue, hot glue. And the reason why is that I'm afraid of somebody like opening it and like poking themselves. So instead of them using the wire to secure this to something, I wrap chenille stems on it. So I take two and I like make them into one long one, and they can use that. And then I also add floral picks to the bottom of the box, but I cut the very tips of them off because you know how they're pointy. Again, it's just if you're not used to working with things or you don't even know what's in the bottom of the box, like you don't want to leave like a surprise something pointy. So I also wrap those in chenille stems just to make sure that, again, nobody's gonna like poke themselves when they're opening up their order. Yeah, Trish does the white and green too. It's classic. Classic. All right, so this is our first one, and I'm probably gonna just sell this independently. Like the last couple days, I've just had, well, I had some wreath orders, but I've had a few bow orders come in. So many ways to use them. And if you are selling, you know, remind your clients of what they might want to use it on. Maybe they want to use it on a mantle. Maybe they want to have it on a plant or on a mirror, on a wreath. Obviously, if you have like one of those boxwood wreaths and you want to keep updating it, you can do it that way. So let them know all the different ways that this can be used, and then they can just package it back up in the box that you shipped it in, and next year they have it nice and ready to go. I always encourage people to hold on to the tissue paper, and that way they can just restuff it. All right, and I always get good boxes just to make sure that they're good enough for storage. Okay, so this is our first bow. Next, let's do this one because this one sold. Oops. This one sold, and I want to leave the listing up as a multiple. So I don't want to get caught without one made. So for anybody who's selling on Etsy, Etsy loves multiples. And actually, let me talk about this ribbon. I can't just use this without talking about it. This is made by Ribbon Bazaar. I got it off of Amazon along with, I think, a few other people in this group got it. I have not been able to find it anywhere, including at Ribbon Bazaar. Someone did find a 4-inch version. Okay, this is 2.5 inch, and it's pink and black, and it's also really beautiful. I'm a bit intimidated with the 4-inch ribbon. I think maybe if I was gonna just use a layer, but as far as making a whole bow, that's just not my strong suit. So I haven't ordered it. I don't know if I will, but yeah, if anybody sees any of this, first I would stock up for yourself, and then I would let other people know. Betty loves the blue. Awesome. Thank you, Betty. All right, so for this, I want a nice long tail. So this ribbon is more expensive. I want to say this was maybe $20. It might even be a couple dollars more. So obviously this is going to be more expensive than the bow that we just made with the less expensive ribbon. So I'm going to make a tail that's about 14 inches. And I'm going to have the pretty side facing up. The pretty side's always going to be facing up. And now we're going to make 6 5-inch loops. So I'm going to measure to the 5. I'm going to put this on the floor. I know what Amy would tell me right now, and she would say drop it. So I'm going to drop it. Okay, that way I don't have to worry about it keep flip-flopping. And that's why I got the deluxe bow maker. I just haven't used it. There's like a third mystery dowel, and I don't know what it is yet. So I felt like I should probably figure that out first. Okay, so I'm going to measure to 5 inches right here on our ruler. And I'm going to feed this back through the dowel. And I like to just give a little bit of a crisp at the end just to make sure that I'm right at the 5-inch mark. Okay, and as this goes through, I am going to have the pretty side laying flat again. And then we're gonna go up and feed this back through the dowels. So this ribbon has so much structure, so it does look a little clumsy, but it's because the wire between the fabric is super thick, super great quality, and then the wiring is also really well structured. So I am having to kind of muscle it a little bit more than I did with the blue ribbon. Let's see. Shears. These shears are These are from Amazon. I also have 2 pairs of shears that are from Target. And one of the ones from Target is really pretty. I have to sharpen them, but they have like all florals on the handle. Those are really pretty. I think I used them on something I shouldn't have. Like I think I used them on wire, and that just ruins your scissors. That was a bad idea. Bad idea on my part. All right, so measuring 5 inches, we're on our 3rd loop. And I am going to twist. Let's see. So as we go through the dowel, you do a nice crisp twist. Measure the 5 inches. And I just love this ribbon. If I have any left, I'm gonna do a pencil tree, I think in my dining room with this, and I think this color combo would look amazing. Definitely not very traditional, but I think it's gonna look really beautiful, and I would love to shop for some hot pink ornaments to go with it. Last year I did a couple of different shades of green. I did like an emerald green and then a chartreuse green with some of that ribbon that's very similar that I got from Craft Outlet. And that looked really nice too. All right, so this is our 6th loop. And now we're gonna dial it back and we're gonna do 4-inch loops. So I'm gonna do 6 of the 4-inch loops. So what I'm gonna do is measure this. They do make it so easy, so I'm gonna look for my 4-inch mark, right? And once I find that, hey Candace. I'm sorry guys, I'm like so blind. I need to make my screen bigger. So fun getting old. Okay. So measuring 4 inches. I'm not gonna say this ribbon is tough to work with, but it's not easy. It's not pliable like the other ones, but to me that just means it's going to really stand up well to the outdoor elements. And I think it's just gonna last a long time. Like I don't see this fraying or anything like that. Let's see. So this week I've had some amazing people send me some of their work. And I have to say, this is a very talented group. So I am very impressed. I don't know if Amy's on this call, but Amy's work is gorgeous. Carol's work is beautiful. I had a few others. I'm in the middle of trying to like straddle getting some tutorials ready for the subscription and then also like figure out what good perks are going to be. The subscription is not going to be expensive. I promise you. It's not like to gouge anything. I consider it a GoFundMe for my camera. So that's about it. It's not going to be a big subscription. I do want to find things that are fun to do as a group and then also have tutorials that just aren't interrupted with me just yapping like I do on lives. So I think for someone who's really trying to learn and do like a step-by-step, that'll be helpful. If that's not really what you're in for, that's totally fine too. There's still going to be lives. There's still going to be all those. That stuff is all going to continue. It's really just going to be more of like an extra library with tutorials in it. Let's see. Hi, Christine. Let's see. Is Riley around? This is a test. All right. So now I'm on my 5th of the 4-inch loops. So I'm gonna feed this through the dowel. Do a nice crisp twist. I'm just gonna cut this. You can see how wound up this is. All right. I'm gonna put this through. And do my last 4-inch loop. So one of these sold, I think it was yesterday or today, and it sold for $35. It's the same ribbon, so it's a little bit more than a half a roll, but not that much more. So it's definitely a good profit margin if you're looking just for some additional revenue. Right now we're in that weird, that in-between stage where people aren't necessarily buying spring wreaths yet, but it's coming very soon. So if you feel like your workshop is starting to pile up with designs, I would just hold on. I would not run any like really generous sales yet. I think that you still have time. It's kind of like once one goes up in the neighborhood, they all start to. So for this one, we have a total of 13 loops, okay? We did 6 of the 5-inch loop and then 6 of the 4-inch loop. So right now, this is what we've got. And then I just made this button, which I always like it to be nice and big. So before I take this off the dowel, I'm just gonna fan out each of the loops. And I try and do them like balanced so that the larger ones are on, like they're not all in one area, that they're spread out. And I think doing this before you take it off the dowel and you have it wired tight, it's just easier. And then I don't put loops under where the tails go. I think that it's going to hide the loop, and I think the loop is also going to interfere with how the tails fall. So I think it's better to just leave that and put the loop somewhere else. Has anybody on this, has anybody else purchased this ribbon? Because I know some folks did grab it. Like when I discovered it was running low, it was like 9, and then I bought a couple, and then the rest were just gone. So we get ribbon anxiety. At least I do. I don't know if anybody else does, but I definitely get ribbon anxiety when you just don't know if something's going to come back. And in this case, I don't think it's coming back. So the black and magenta or fuchsia might be the closest thing. I don't know. I keep doing searches for pink and green ribbon just because I love the combo. So I'm hoping to find something, another really eye-catching combo. All right, so when I go to take this off the dowel, I'm going to, Christine got 3 rolls. Good for you, girlfriend. Let's see. Yep. Okay, some people on the call got them. So right now I'm holding the top with my thumb, and the bottom is with my middle finger. This is the only thing I use it for. And I'm gonna tie this nice and tight, okay? This is heavy ribbon. If you're somebody who your wrist gets tired, like this is the kind of thing that it can be a challenge. Like I have been wearing like a brace sometimes if I do a lot of work. Like yesterday, I made a bunch of bows and then I put a ton of supplies away, and just by the end of it, my wrist just felt stiff. So I put like this cream on it, and then I put it in that little wrist guard, and I found a much smaller one, so it's not quite as bulky as the one I was using. Again, the perks. Oh my gosh, Christine is OCD. You are my people. And I think that being OCD probably helps you quite a bit in your job, because that's how I feel like I keep things balanced. And also that's sometimes why I can't leave something alone. Okay, all right. Hey Andrea, thanks for joining us. All right, so this is nice and tight. You gotta make sure this is nice and tight because it is so thick. You could even add a zip tie on top of this, just to make sure it's gonna hold. I actually think I will do that when I go to pack it up, So if you're shipping this out, if this isn't going on a wreath, again, I encourage you to find a way to maybe just leave a little bit of the wire and then put some glue on it just so it's safe. You know, we're kind of aware of all the things that poke our fingers and burn ourselves and all those things that go along with it, but somebody just taking something out of the box is not going to be expecting that. And, you know, someone could pass it off to their child. I mean, like, just believe Jesus. No, okay. There's a theological discussion happening, apparently. All right, so now that these are all fanned out, I'm just going through and I'm just fluffing up each of the loops. Christine, what are you doing with your 3 rolls? Are you doing all wreaths, or are you doing, like, do you do lanterns? Like, what are you using it for? Or are you partially hoarding? Because I'm not gonna lie, I have some that I don't plan on using. Not until I have to, not until the time is right. All right. So as I'm doing this, again, I'm kind of not putting any loops where the tail is. And I'm just evenly distributing these. Oh my gosh. Way to keep it light, people. There we go. Which category shall we go? Oh, I forgot. I can put you in timeout. So there we go. I think that's hysterical. All right. Who else? I just think that, like, the verbiage on putting users in timeout is so funny. Oh, you're gonna do Christmas too, Christine. I think that's gonna be very, very interesting. And I hope this comes back. Like, I mean, I like scoured Etsy. I looked everywhere for this, and I can't find anything close to it. Like, it's just so vibrant. So, yep, if you feel like you're starting to have, like, wreaths pile up, you could always shift and just do some bows and just remind your customers of all the things they could do with it. All right. So Geraldine, this was on Amazon and it's sold out. It's made by Ribbon Bazaar. I checked Ribbon Bazaar's site. It's not on there. I checked Etsy. I can't find it. On Amazon, there is a black and hot pink ribbon. It's 4 inches. It's also beautiful. It's just not the exact ribbon. All right, so now I'm going to go and I'm just going to dovetail our last 4 tails. Oh, it's Christine, the pleasure is all mine. Okay, so I'm dovetailing, so I'm cutting up at an angle. I'm going to do that to all 4 tails. I just feel like crafting with friends is great. Friends and wine is even better. But it's fun. I feel like this is it's a nice community to be a part of. And I love connecting with other makers and learning about what they do and seeing their creativity. Yeah, go see the black. It is, if you look on, like, my link tree, there is a thing that says ribbons, and I did pin it there. I don't have it though, but it is the same maker. And if you're somebody who's comfortable using the 4-inch ribbon, I would definitely get it. I think it's gorgeous. All right, so here we go. So I sold one of these on Etsy, and if you are New to Etsy, Etsy loves when you have multiples, and the reason why is because when this sells, it tells Etsy that, because when it sells, I get money, but also Etsy's going to get some money. So when they see that the same product keeps selling, it's going to start pushing your listing up. Because if you think about it, people aren't going to go past probably like the third page when they're searching for something. Some people will only do like 1 or 2 pages. So you want to be able to have some multiples, whether it's a wreath, it's a ribbon, something that Etsy's going to help promote for you. Okay, so this is our second bow. She is gorgeous. I love her. And let's see. I think we're gonna make a lighter cinoiserie. Pardon me. Okay, so this is part of the 6-pack from Amazon. It's really loud. This is also linked in the ribbon section. So if like you look on my profile on YouTube, there's like a little link tree button, and this exact set is on there as well. Came with 3 different prints and 6 rolls total. And I was a little skeptical because it didn't come on a dowel, and that usually is a flag to me. However, this is nice ribbon. So this is 2.5-inch wired. It's got good structure to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed this first piece down as a tail. All right. Then I'm going to measure 5 inches. Let's see, yeah. I like the 5 inches. I feel like when I go 6 inches, sometimes they get floppy. With this ribbon, I don't think it would have, but with this, I feel like it might get a little floppy. So I'm just going to stick with my doing 6 of the 5-inch, 6 of the 4-inch, and then doing a button. So as I'm feeding this through the dowel, I'm just giving it a twist. And it's got to be like a crisp twist, because that's what's going to make the center like this, and it's going to keep your loops nicely formed. Otherwise, if you don't do that, I feel like it could come undone a little bit easier. So let's see. All right. I have a very serious moderator. She's just not here, which she doesn't need to be here right now, but it will be funny. And Andrea, we just got to figure out what your URL is on YouTube. And I was thinking, if you find something else of mine that's not alive and you post on it, I can find you. Okay, because I like doing the chat. I get distracted with the random things, and it's fine. It's going to happen. I just don't want it to take away from like us chatting. So it'd be great if we could just knock some of those comments out when we can. Not a big deal. All right, so on my 5th loop, so the first time I really had any issues with people like jumping on with random stuff, it was before the Super Bowl, and I think it must have been the timing, because I'm not even kidding, the comments that were on there, I had to Google them afterwards. I didn't even know what they were. So I was like, you can't really fluster someone if they don't even know what you're talking about. So I'm like, it's kids. It's those teens. All right, so I'm on my 6th loop. So now we're going to measure this to 4 inches. Okay, we just look right on our Easy Bow Maker. We find the 4. And we're going to start this all over again. So at the 4-inch mark, we're going to twist it, measure it on this side. And once you measure the first one accurately, then you're just overlapping. So the first one is the most important. Come up as a short. Oh, Geraldine, I hope I'm saying your name right. I thought you were saying I'm short, which I am kind of short, but I just was like, where did that come from? But yes, so they're shorts. And then the lives I pretty much always publish anyways. And then I'm going to be working on a set of tutorials. And some of them are going to be super basic, like if you were starting from scratch, like these are the tools you use, these are the style of wreaths and the sizes and things like that. So that's going to be part of the subscription. The subscription is not going to be expensive. It's a GoFundMe for my camera, like I said. So it's going to be very inexpensive. And there's still going to be lots of live things. So if you're not interested in a subscription, that's totally fine. I would only pay for somebody that I really wanted to see additional stuff from. So not offended if that doesn't work for you. Peace of Mind Designs. Oh, so Betty is saying Peace of Mind Designs has this magenta. And where is that? Is that an Etsy shop or is that like a regular shop? Let's see. User in timeout. Okay, so let's see. You found it on Google. I swear I have been trying everywhere. So that's awesome. Okay, so it is from Peace of Mind Designs, magenta, same ribbon, 4 inches. I think we should not tell Christine. All right, let's see. Okay, you think it's a Shopify. Blue florals are in. Do you really find that blue is worth the investment in ribbon? So what I've sold most of so far this year is like this. They're like chinoiserie. It's like what you find on the ginger jars. Those are just classics. And I think, if you look on social media, a lot of the big home decor influencers, they always have like the ginger jars out. And so I think that this is something that people are going to adapt and use in different parts of their homes. They might put it on a wreath. They might also, put it on a lantern, something like that. So if you knew that you had clients who do lanterns, like we don't really do that as much in the north. Like I'm in New Hampshire, but I know in the south that they love decorating their lanterns. So depending on where your market is, or you could just make one bow and say, this is the 14-inch, and then offer smaller sizes without making it. You could do that too. Like have like drop down boxes. Yes. So yeah, I do recommend this. I do recommend the chinoiserie. All right, so right now we have our 12 loops, okay, and I'm kind of pushing this down. And our final loop is going to be the button. So I'm going to make another nice long tail. I'm going to slide this through the dowel. Hey, Tanisha. Glad to see you pop up. Hope you're having a good day. See, I love like getting to know people. It's been very nice. Nice to craft with people, All right, so it's going to be about 3 inches. And then the tail is going to end on the same side, and that's okay. So I always want to have my ribbon ready. Someone also recommended putting the wire down first. I haven't tried that yet. Maybe I will. Well, I will try it. I don't know if I'll try it right now. Best day yet. Can you share what is going on, Tanisha? All right. So as I'm picking this up, okay, it's my pointer finger and my thumb, and I've got it locked down here. And if you are somebody who your wrists, like if you get like arthritic things, this stuff does bother your hands. If I do a lot of ribbons in one day, or if I do a lot of like lifting, it definitely bothers my wrists. So that's one of the benefits of the bow maker. But when you take it off, you still have to hold it. Okay, I forgot to fan this out. I mean, I don't want to blame Tanisha, but I was talking to her when I took it off. So no, I was supposed to fan this out before taking it off because I think it's just more pliable. But Tanisha has me intrigued, and I'm fine. I will own my mistake. Snake the wire. Okay. Every day is the best day. All right, I'm digging it. I'm liking the positivity. Let's see. All right, so it can still be fluffed. I just think it's a better system when you fluff it before taking it off of the dowels. Tanisha is like a ray of sunshine over there. Every day is the best day. All right, and Geraldine's also, yeah, saying about laying the wire down. So let's try that. Let's try that next. All right. So I'm just having a fumble with this a little bit because now I have to direct it when it's already wired together. So Christine, I am going to be doing a blue and white wreath. I was just doing some with like plain, not plain, but like white hydrangeas and then like some blue accent flowers. And those have sold like 3 times. So I'd say like that's a good multiple. I think that people are searching for this word. So I do encourage people to use it. And there's a lot of different types of blueprint, like blue and navy and white print that I think do count as chinoiserie. Doesn't break. No, it doesn't break. I've never had an issue. I would say though, with this ribbon, because it's so thick, I think I would throw a zip tie, or I am gonna throw a zip tie on that before it ships out, because I agree with what you're saying. That's a lot to hold. Like this, you know, it all kind of pinches down, but with that ribbon, it was still like this. So, oh, Betty loves it. Something different. Thank you. And you can mix up all your loops, and you can mix up your prints too. I was just kind of trying to get some like basic ones done. Not basic, but. And then I have like a little boxwood wreath, and what I do is I just photograph it, you know, in natural lighting, whether I put it on my front door or I have it, I have like kind of like a fake little door thing that I can use on my entryway table. And I just make sure I make it very clear in the listing, like bow only, because someone would be shocked if they got no wreath when they were expecting one for $20. I'd be shocked if I could get a wreath for $20. So do we have people on here? Let's see. Can you get credit? So for these, if you use the Amazon link tree, it does do like it has a little thing like it's commissioned. I mean, with Amazon, it's like it's fractions, like it's very minor, but it is monetized. So now I understand. For years, I was like, why are influencers on Instagram taking like an outfit from Walmart, which that's fine, but then they pair it with like an Yves Saint Laurent purse, and I'm like, this just doesn't add up to me. But it's because of monetization. So now I understand it. I don't want to link things there though that I'm not really going to use. So if someone asked me like, where did I get my baskets that I put all my flowers in? I got them at Target. So if you like, if anybody goes there, just read the description, because if I didn't actually get it on Amazon, I have it there as like an example, and I say like I got it at Target. Gotta have full transparency here. Linktree. So Linktree is just, if you go to like my page and you see my photo right under it, there's just like it's a little link, and it's gonna bring you to an Amazon storefront. And I broke things down into categories. So there is one for ribbons. Some of the ribbons are just on my wish list, and if like there's a beautiful pink and green one, but it's 4 inches, so I haven't bought it yet. It's expensive too. And then some of the ribbons that are on there, I have found at Craft Outlet, and they are the same, but they are at a better price. So I just want to make sure, like, if there's fine print there warning you, you know, maybe check that out too. And also shop Craft Outlet, I think. Like, they don't, that's not a commissioned thing. It's just, I feel like their deals are like really, really good. All right. Anytime, anytime. All right, so this is our third bow. And let me just move these out of the way. I'm so glad I keep wearing shoes because I forget that you guys can see my feet, and normally I am in like slippers all day. So, not all the time, but enough. Okay, so this is a ribbon that I got from Craft Outlet. Now, according to Julie Samaco, who I feel like she's always the most up to date on, like, whether it's Etsy, trends, like all those things. I'm in her success circle and I get so much out of it. I mean, I don't even know when that woman sleeps. She gives so much to everybody, so much information. I don't know how she finds the time. But Julie is recommending that with it being an election year, that people may be looking or gravitating more towards patriotic stuff. So I thought this vote ribbon was interesting. Now, they sell it in all red and all blue. As a store owner, I wouldn't want to alienate anybody either way. So I just recommend doing the one that is blue and red. That way it's just a neutral thing, just saying, hey, go vote. Okay. And I think I want to make this big because I feel like this would be great on a mailbox. Okay. So this is from Craft Outlet. I don't know how much it costs, but I did not spend a lot. I posted the haul I got, and I spent $189, and I got so many ribbons. I mean, just stacks and stacks of ribbon. All right, so I'm gonna make this a big bow. Betty, how do you do that? Like, what is he, a laughing fish? I don't know. It's cute. Okay, I'm gonna do a nice long tail. I'm imagining this on somebody's mailbox. Or even if they just want to put this on their door and nothing else. So we're gonna go big. We're gonna go with our 6-inch loops. So this tail is probably, I don't know, like 30 inches, maybe more. So to start, I am going to twist. We're making bows. Big bows on an easy bow maker. All right, so once I get to the 6-inch mark, I'm gonna drop this. Six-inch mark, I'm just gonna kind of give it a little crease just so I know that I have measured it correctly. Accuracy is not my strong suit. Like, I don't like baking because it's just too precise, and if you don't follow the directions, then it's not going to really come out good. I like to just cook, and I like to cook without recipes or like a very vague recipe. All right, so I put this through the dowel, and I measure 6 inches again, and I'm going to put this back through the dowel, and as the ribbon's going through, I'm going to do a nice crisp twist. Okay, just to make sure that our loops are like nice and formed. I have a hard time with one-sided ribbon. Do you mean like knowing which side to put up? Like if it was like plain burlap, like that? So we're gonna do 6 of the 6-inch loops. Okay, so that was 4, 5. Oh, with words, I know. There is a trick, and I'm gonna see if I can do it, because it does annoy people when the words are going in different directions. I think that we can fix that. It is a little clunky because you're kind of giving them an extra twist, but I think it can be done. All right, so that was our sixth. Oh, I'm lying. This is our sixth 6-inch loop. See, twist your left loop. Yeah, I agree with Tanisha. I think I do it right before I do the wire. But what do? You can tell me too, because you might have a better system. All right, so now we're gonna do some 5-inch loops. So I'm just gonna measure 5 inches right here. I'm making lots of big bows. Let's see. Oh, you do it as you go. Okay. Let me see. I don't think I'm too late. But we'll find out right now. Okay. So Tanisha is saying to keep all of the letters going in the same direction, she twists them as she goes. So if I give this an extra twist, yes, okay. So now the letters are going in the same direction. So I'm going to give this one an extra twist. I wonder if, Tanisha, if I should have given these more slack. Like, I wonder if this is going to be a little short because I'm twisting it again. Of course, I only got one roll of this. You don't always know that you're going to love a ribbon, and so now I'm having ribbon anxiety. So right now we've done 6-inch loops, and now we're going to do 6 5-inch loops. Okay, and we're just applying Tanisha's technique about twisting as you go. That is a very good tip. Because I know I've done it, but I know it's like every time I've done it, I have to really think about it. So it doesn't come naturally to me. It's just not something that I do. So, all right, so another 5-inch loop. Okay, so let's see, 5 inches here. All right, so what you're saying is before it goes back through the dowel. Okay, so Tanisha twists these. She gives them the extra twist before, I think, basically sending it back over the dowel so that if you need a little more slack to offset the fact that you've twisted it twice, that way everything's still going to be even. So the first few I did, they might come up short. I'm hoping that it's like minor, but doing it her way, you'll make sure that you have enough. So I am so glad you're on this call. All right, so we're doing 6 of the 5-inch loops. That was number 4. And give it a nice crisp twist when we put it through the dowel. But before I totally like seal off this loop, I'm gonna twist it because it does just need a little bit of extra slack. Same with red track ribbon. Oh yeah, to keep, so Geraldine, am I saying your name right? You can correct me if I'm saying it wrong. Geraldine. So she does the same thing. She does the ribbon with like the red truck. So to keep them going the same way, she does the extra twist as well. All right, so now we're gonna do some 4-inch. I don't know how long this roll is, but there's a lot of ribbon here. Let's see, and I do want to do a couple extra tails. Let's see. I mean, I'm guessing it's 10 yards. It just seems like a lot. Yeah, it's 10 yards, 2.5 inch wide, 10 yards in length. So I want to keep in mind that I want some tails here. All right, so where was I? 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have 3 6-inch, no, 6 6-inch, 6 5-inch, and let's do just a couple 4-inch because I'm getting worried that I'm going to run out. So I'm going to measure the 4 inches against the ruler on the bow maker and give this a little twist. I'm guessing this is going to be very thick to get off the dowel for anybody who does it this way, because I'm thinking it's going to make it like twice as thick. I could be wrong. I am learning something here. I am not teaching, I am learning. All right, let's get another. We're going to do 4 4-inch loops. So that was 2. And do 3. And to keep the letters going the same way, we're going to give it a twist. All right, let's just do a couple small ones. And if I could go back in time, which I can't, I think I would have laid out more than one set of tails underneath so that it's not going to interfere with any of this. Place the ribbon on the dowel, then twist the loop. You really just need a little slack. All right. Yeah, that's my husband singing. Tanisha's multitasking, so thank you. We appreciate you. She says just give it a little extra slack. All right, so we're gonna do, let's do 4 of the, let's just do 2 of the 3-inch because I want to have tails. So I don't know, for anybody that wasn't on the start of this call, I thought today was my 13th wedding anniversary, so I went and got my hair done. When I was driving there, I'm like, I don't think it's today, and it's not. It's Saturday, so I have to wrap my mind around the fact that I have to cook now when I thought I was going out to dinner. Okay, I did not leave a lot of this at all. Shame on me. I'm gonna undo these. I'm gonna do away with the 3-inch. Let's see. And this is one of the good things about wired ribbon is it's forgiving. Okay. I wonder how I'd feel if I had enough time to just troll. Must be nice. All right. Thank you, Christine, for wishing me a happy anniversary. It will be on Saturday, but you can't ever be mad for getting an extra blowout. Let's be honest. Okay. So I'm going to use this to make the button. Okay. Sorry, guys. 3 dogs. Something happens every live. All right, so I'm making the button. Steve. Steve is our smallest and meanest dog. Stop it. Okay, so the button's about 3 inches. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed with what I did with the tails because I had I envisioned having like these really nice long tails. So maybe I can slide it in under. All right, so right now we have, let me see, 6, 12. I think we again have 13 loops. Okay. Oh, Thank you very much, Bella. It's Saturday. I had to adjust my expectations for the day, but yes, Saturday will be fun. We're going to where we had our first date 15 years ago, but it is our wedding anniversary on Saturday. But I never can remember it, and clearly he can't remember it either because we both thought it was today for whatever reason. All right, so spreading out the loops, fanning them out. Okay, I'm gonna go for a Brenda. I am gonna slide it underneath. So this is a thick one, and so this is also one that I'm gonna wire it right now, but I would reinforce it with zip ties. The only thing that's pushing me away from zip ties, because I like that better, it's easier on your hands, is that I was using one and the loop started sliding and I just didn't feel right about it. So I feel better if I do either just the wire or for something like this, do the wire and then do the zip tie as some reinforcement. Bella, we're making bows. We're making big bows with an easy bow maker, and they can go on, you know, wreaths, mailboxes. All right, here we go. So I'm getting this off. I'm sliding the tail under. I'm saying a quick prayer. Okay, I'm gonna slide this wire right under my thumb. You wanna make sure the wire is sitting where the exact dent was from the dowels. Otherwise your loops are gonna be uneven. All right, I'm gonna turn this upside down, twist it. All right, now I'm gonna dovetail these. So I'm gonna take the ends, I'm gonna fold them in half. I wish I didn't have to cut anything off of this. I like ribbons with words, but I wish some of it was a little bit more spaced out so that you didn't have to like cut something off. So just to end in a good spot here, right here. Again, this ribbon was from Craft Outlet. They had so many good sales. I mean, and I just went through the sales section. I don't think it wasn't like anything special, like a special sale. But I just went through like hundreds and hundreds of ribbon on sale last Saturday. I can't do a backflip, but I can. What can I do? All right. There we go. Can't do a backflip, but I can kick you out, so. All right. Did I dovetail everything? Yes. I don't know that the tails are going to stay this way. Okay, so now we're going to go through with our loops, and we're just going to go starting in the back. We're just going to fluff them up. Just put your hand in there and just kind of stretch it as much as you can. Oh, thank you very much, Bella. I'm glad you like it. I like watching people do like their craft. I was watching somebody doing scrapbooking the other day, and even though I'm not interested in doing scrapbooking, it was just like when you see people doing things that they love, I think it's nice to watch. Oh, guys, this is a fail. Let me see if I can correct it. So this side is way bigger than this side. Let's see. See if I can salvage this. So I'm not going to take the first wire off yet. I am going to put a second wire further over to even it out. And then once this is secure, I'll cut off the first wire. And if this doesn't work, then I'll just undo it and we'll start over, which is fine because with wired ribbon, you can do that. All right, so just finding the first one right there. What do you want to make? Christine wants to do clay molds to make attachments. That sounds awesome. Okay. Didn't do this right. So I'm going to start again. So before I go and start using this again, I'm just going to try and straighten out any of the kinks. Maybe this time, doing Tanisha's trick from the start, I will have better luck because that was way too far off. IOD Sisters. Are they on? I just spilled that on me. Classy. Are IOD Sisters, is that an Etsy shop or is that a direct site? See, this is nice because people have like some info. Someone found more of the ribbon. Tanisha knows how to make these loops go symmetrical. So much to undo here. Oh, Steve. Yeah, I wish I could fix it, Brenda. I just feel like it was so far off because of what I had done with flipping, like doing that extra loop and not doing it from the beginning. I think I just made it too difficult, so. And I only have one roll of this, so I want to get it right. Okay. Geraldine says online shop, and they also have YouTube creator sites, and she's going to get the URL for people. Thank you. All right, so we're going to start over. Make sure I have the right piece. Okay, and I do. All right, so we're going to start with our nice long tail. Okay, we're going to put this through the dowel, and we're going to twist it and measure 6 inches. But then before we start our next loop, I'm going to give it a little slack and I'm going to flip it again. Okay, so when doing it this way, make sure that it's still hitting the 6-inch mark, or else I'm going to end up in the same spot as before. Oh, that sounds cute. Bow with hearts coming out. I like that. I love the creativity. So we're going to make 6 of the 6-inch loops. And because we're working with words, we want them to go the same way. Any loops on this side, we're going to basically flip them around. We're going to make a loop and then flip it. So you want to give it a little bit of extra slack. This through. trying to see if flipping it one way is better than flipping it another way. Oh my god, I didn't do the bottom tails. Brenda, thank you. Very good catch. Oh my goodness. I'd already forgotten about my tails, but Brenda has saved the day with the tails. Okay, so we're gonna do an extra set of tails. So we're gonna put them underneath so that they don't interfere with the loops. We want them to just hang down nicely. About even. Okay, and I'm gonna put these back through the dowels. Okay. Sorry that I am like fiddling with this. I am learning this technique on the fly and it's worth it. All right, so making our 6-inch loops. I'm measuring 6, but giving it a little slack because we are going to twist it. And Tanisha, I know I think you're driving. I don't know if you can answer me right now, but I think you have to twist it from like the top over. Otherwise, I think it changes like how it's going to feed through the dowel. If you have a chance, let me know. That's what it seems like to me. I just want to make sure that I'm giving like the right information. All right, so feed this through. And that is our last of the 6-inch loops. Okay, and that's awesome. Bella's mom and sister love all art. Do you have a favorite like form of art, Bella? Okay, so we're starting with our 5-inch loops. So I'm going to measure right here on the Easy Bow Maker, and I'm going to give it a little slack because we're going to twist this again. And sorry guys, just give me one sec. Let's see. Darlene's giving you hugs, Christine. Well-deserved. Well-deserved hugs. Who else? Okay, and you twist them tight. Do you guys notice that when like one person trolls, like a bunch come on? Christine, you totally can. If you, because I have 2 other people that are going to help me, but if you just make sure, if you can comment on something else. Actually, can I give you that right now? I can make you that right now. Yeah, buddy. All right, Christine's up. And let me see. Andrea's probably already gone. Okay. I did not realize you could do that. Okay. Thank you, Christine. I owe you. All right, so we're going to continue on with our first of the 5-inch loops. Okay. Give that a little extra twist. Make sure that it's at the right spot. Then I'm going to flip it over. Measure at the 5-inch mark again. And then twist. We are making a big bow. It can go on a mailbox, wreath, front door, wherever you want it to go. And this one happens to say vote because with it being election year, Julie Samako thinks that there'll be more of a demand for patriotic decor. So I saw this ribbon and I thought that might be a good idea. Tanisha, you're at Chick-fil-A and you're wishing, I wish we were at Chick-fil-A. I could totally go for Chick-fil-A. That sounds delicious and now I want it. I went from an anniversary dinner, then I got downgraded. It's gonna be tequila and taco night. And now you're talking Chick-fil-A. Yep. So Christine, what you do is go next to someone's comments to the right and there's 3 dots. And you can either remove them. Like if it's just silly, I just remove them. And if it's something rude, you can click report. And then when you click report, it's going to ask you and you say it's harassing and it's going to say, is it harassing you or someone else? I like that there's just a button to just kick people out. Not people, just, you know, people who aren't really here for the same reasons we are. And believe me, when I was a teenager, if I had access to this, I'd be doing the same thing. So I can't really say all that much about it. Tanisha's laughing out loud. In the drive-thru. Nobody is faster than Chick-fil-A, and their employees are so polite. They're like, I mean, I don't even know how they make the food that fast. It's crazy. Ooh, Christine, you have a little wrench next to you, too. You have like a little icon. Look out. I wish I had known that before. All right, so we're making a couple 5-inch loops. And I think I'm going to make less this time because I wanted more slack, with more tails. So, thank you. I like this picture too. She's kind of like my muse with like flowers on the brain or flowers on your mind. Okay, so let's see how many loops we have. 2, 4, 6. All right. So we're at 12 right now. I guess I'm just gonna go and just do 2 of the 3-inch. No, 2 of the 4-inch. Sorry, guys. All right, so we're gonna measure 4 inches on our Easy Bow Maker, which is right here. Okay. Give this a good twist. So we have our letters facing the same direction. Go here. And do another 4-inch loop. Okay, I like this. Yeah, I think art is good for you. I think, oh, so for Bella, I think art is good for you. I think anything that you can do, like with your hands and like things that are not necessarily like on your phone or like things that you can do that you're present for, I think are really good for you. I love doing in-person workshops for that exact reason. And I like doing anything that I actually can't access my phone, because otherwise I'm really guilty of being on it more than I should. And for the wallpaper, all right, Christine, let's do your first remove. The wallpaper is from, let's see, the wallpaper's from Lowe's, no, Home Depot. And I did it myself, which is why it doesn't line up, but I'm actually getting ready to change it. I think I'm gonna do something brighter. I don't know, like underneath this, though I painted the wall pink one morning. Like this workspace is like totally mine. Well done, Christine. Thank you. So like I like to mess around with it. You know, it has like a fur rug. It has velvet chairs. It's got a wine fridge. It's just kind of like my space. All right. Okay. Now we're gonna try this again. I'm gonna grab a piece of wire. And I'm gonna slide this off. Oh no, sorry, we're gonna fan these out. Definitely not my best here. I was on a roll, and then just like that I wasn't. Yes, I have 3 dogs, and we also foster for Rebecca's Paws and Claws in Alabama, so that's something we love to do too. Our smallest dog, Steve, is mean, so it's always a bit of a transition when we get a foster dog, but we've had really good luck. In New Hampshire, like people love breweries. There's a lot of breweries around here, and people who go to breweries seem to love dogs, so we usually bring the dogs there and people meet them, and then they fill out applications, and we find them nice homes. And I am in line to get another German Shepherd, but I only want a boy because I lost my male Shepherd last year, and the litter was just born and it was all girls. So I'm like, it's just not meant to be right now. All right, I'm gonna slide this off the dowel and get this wire right where the indent was from the dowel. You have a 2-year-old puppy? What kind of puppy is it? Oh, Brenda. Brenda, you can warn me, but okay, I almost missed the last tails, or I did miss them when I pulled that off. A Shorkie, okay. Shorkie, oh, his name's Chewy. What is a Shorkie? What's the combo there? Because we have what Steve we call a Chiweenie. He's like a Chihuahua and one of those wiener dogs. Let's see. I would absolutely do German Shepherd siblings. I think it's better that are you and your sister not in the same house? Because if you're in separate houses, I think that's awesome. Sometimes when you have sibling dogs living in the same house, they they really like feed off each other. My brother has 2 boxers and they are like wild because they have like that sibling energy. Let's see. Oh, you have room in your heart for another one, Christine? Tanisha says we're definitely not in the same house. Then yes. Tanisha, can I ask where you're from? Like, are you from around here at all? Like, I'm in New Hampshire, like in the Mass area. Because where my shepherds are from, it's where most of the police dogs are bred and trained. So the shepherd that I lost he was basically a canine flunky. So he was an amazing dog, incredibly athletic, but he also had really good temperament. The other dog I have, Erdy, is from Denmark. I don't know where she is, but she is a show dog flunky. So she has really high drive. She's a beautiful dog, really great temperament, but like her drive is so high. Like it's a bit too high at times. Tanisha. Oh. I know, Tanisha lost her dog. Tanisha lost her dog last November, I think you said. And yeah, I lost mine in April and I still cry about it. So I'm really looking forward to getting, it won't be the same, but I think female shepherds or female dogs in general, could be like females in general, but they're much more dismissive. Male shepherds pick like their person and they are like forever loyal. My dog Erdy like could care less. She comes when she's called. She does those things, but like she's not as invested in me as I would like. She doesn't look to please me. All right. With a lot of help from Tanisha and Brenda and a lot of other people. Nope. Oh, Virginia. Okay. That's too bad because Fox Hill Farms in Amesbury, they're incredible. Okay. Robbie, how many times do we get to ask? All right. So here is the finished product for this. I know this was a rough one if you guys hung in there, but I do think this would look so pretty, again, on a mailbox. It could just go on your front door. I suggest sticking with blue and red so that you don't alienate any of your potential customers. That's up to you. For this, I'm gonna steam this a little bit because there's somewhere where this didn't line up, so the material looks a little crunchy. But yeah. Let's see. We actually did it. All right, so we made like 4 bows, guys. So that was a productive chat. All right, so I'm gonna post a picture of this when I have it out in like natural lighting. I'll stage it and show you guys. But thank you everybody for hanging on the call. Brenda, Tanisha, thank you so much for keeping me company. And Christine, thank you so much for offering to be a moderator. I appreciate it. If other people want to do that, like I'm all for it. So I hope you guys all have a great night and I will see you soon. Bye.